Hey guys, welcome back to the last class of Geography Topo, and I'm Nobunita. So let's get through it. Okay, first and foremost, we have a few of our civics answers which we had our class earlier. So the first question was presiding officer of Rajya Sabha, its vice president. Identify the exclusive powers of Rajya Sabha. That question, the option would be C, that is P and R. On April 10, 2023, that question which is there, the answer would be C. The House is discussing on an issue regarding the nation in the month of November. Which session is it? So it will be a winter session. Identify the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. The answer will be A. Your uncle is a renowned scientist. He has neither contested nor won any election in Rajya Sabha. That question would be B. He was nominated by the president. Article deals with composition of Rajya Sabha, that is D. 80. Which of the following union territories does not have Rajya Sabha? B. Andaman and Nicobar. Mention the method of election of Rajya Sabha members. A. That is single transferable vote. And for the last one, which article of constitution says that the Vice President of India shall be ex officio chairman? That would be D. 64. Okay, so at times we get a question that identify the type of slope a hill has. So when you're given this type of question, you don't know how to understand what that kind of slope is. It's a gentle one or a steeper one. So see here, when the slope, the picture has the lines, the contour lines, which are near each other, that means it will give a steeper one. And when they are far away from each other, then we'll get a gentler slope. See, if you have made a sand dune using thermocol, then you'll understand this very well. You stack one upon the other, and the shape of it will gradually decrease. Like if you're going from the bottom to the top. So the same way, if you imagine it and then you do this, it is very easy. So as we see the contour lines which are far away from each other, they will give us the gentler slopes, and when they are near each other, they are crushed together. That is when we'll get our steep one. So here's a question for you. See, the two grid squares are there, and now from those two grid squares, A and B, you will identify which one would give us a steeper one and which one will be a gentle one. So please do answer this question. Let's see what you do. Okay, so when we are looking into the map, we find a lot of lines, dashes. If you remember, we had done man-made structures will be red in color, and which are made by the nature, they'll be black in color. So when we are making a road or a track, it is what? It is a man-made structure. So all of them will be in red. First, the metal road. So it is in a continuous red line. The metal road. The unmetal road would be straight line, but the dashes will be there. It will not be a straight line, it will be a dash. Now, cart track will be red straight line. This is what our red straight line. Now, pack track will be our red dash lines, and footpath will be our dotted lines. So metal, on those roads we have our cars and trucks and buses going on. Unmetalled, those are weaker ones. When we see the kacha kind of roads, kind of those unmetalled ones. Cart track, when we go to the village and see the cart is running on a road, that is that. Pack track, we have our horses running on them. Only horses will be running on them. And footpath will be what? Obviously for pedestrians. Now, for our boundaries, we have two different kinds. That is a state boundary and district boundary. Obviously, two states, like when we differentiate between the two states, Rajasthan and Gujarat, there'll be a border. And these are imaginary lines. There is no prominent lines which are made over there. So these will be black in color. The dash dot kind of lines which are there, they'll be for the state borders. And when there's black dash lines, they are our district borders. Also, we have a broad gauge railway. Railways we'll be discussing later. Okay, so you have a question over here. See that there are few type of roads over here. I want you to answer what kind of roads those are. I want you to determine them. There are four kind of roads which are shown to you: A, B, C, and D. First one is red dash double line. Second one is red straight line. Then is red dash line, single line, and then red line. And now for the third question, you have a boundary line which is made. Now we have done two kind of boundaries, state and district. So I want you to answer what kind of boundary it is. Okay, now we have already done rivers and we know that waters are color in blue. So when we are doing a well is what? We get water from that. There'll be two kind of wells. They are lined and unlined wells. Lined wells will have it totally full of, like, the circular thing will be totally blue, and the unlined ones, the only the boundary will be blue in color. There'll be no color in between it. And tube wells will be in triangular. Now for the vegetation, you will have the protected forest and reserve forest. They'll always be written as PF and RF. You can determine them easily. And in between them, there are fire lines. Now you'll say, what are these fire lines? You know, when there is forest fire, we don't want the whole forest to burn out totally together. So these kind of few places are left. They are dug out. The trees and plants are cut off from those areas. So, like, if there's any fire which is going on, so that that fire doesn't spread out totally. So these fire lines are made, and these fire lines are always in black double dash lines. Most of the time, it will be mentioned in your topo map that it's a fire line. But if it's not mentioned, you remember the black dash lines which are there, the two black lines, when they'll be done, they'll be your fire lines. Now, when we have some water body, we have a river, we want to cross it also, right? So there are few ways we can cross. First is a bridge. Bridge is see, it's a man-made, so it will be in red color. Over here we have a bridge under construction, and we see that there's one drawn over here. Let's see which one. This one. This thing here. It's what? It's our bridge. Now, this bridge, when we have it, it's what? It's for the road or the track to cross the river on a bridge. So when we want to cross it, we have this bridge. Okay. Causeway, it's a road across a shallow part of the river or stream. See, when the river is very deep and big, then we'll have a bridge. But if it's a small, thinner one, we don't want to create such big, large things. So when there's a one which is shallow part of the river or the stream, we'll have a causeway. Now, what is a ford? When we see a river or a stream, there are few areas which are thin enough which we can cross over, right? Like, it doesn't have that much of water. We can walk through it. So over here it's written ford October to June. So it will be a ford only for those months of October to June. Now it will be there in that form because we don't have rain that time, right? What's our rainy season? From June we'll have a rainy season. So when it's rainy season, we will not have a ford. A ford will only be there when there's no rain. It's a it's not a perennial one, it's a seasonal one. So during the rainy season, it will not be available to us. And ferry is what? Ferry is a place where the people can cross over the river by a boat. Like the people with their vehicles, everything, they can pass from one side to the other. This area we don't have a bridge. So over here we use a boat or a ferry, which we can say. We'll use that to cross over from one end to the other. For our water, we have more few things: reservoir, tank or pond, and canal. So reservoir or a lake, it will be blue in color and it will not have a proper circular shape. It will be a very dismantled kind of shape, irregular shoreline. Now we have tank and pond, and there are two types. First is the perennial one, and the other is the non-perennial one. Perennial one will be what? At that we'll have water throughout the year. It will have water all throughout the year. And for the non-perennial one, it will be black in color. The border will be black in color always. It is shown in black because we will not have water all the time. It will be during maybe the rainy season, it will have water, or some other time. Like, it depends. But it's a non-perennial. It will not have water all throughout the year. Now there's canal. Canal will be two blue lines in parallel always. Now, the canal is made to get water, and that water system, like the water will be from that of the river towards somewhere. So, the canal is the two blue parallel lines to get the water from the river to a area for vegetation or something like that. Now, at times, we'll find these tanks or ponds having these dash lines. So, when these dash lines are there around it, it's what? With an embankment. The embankment is what? It's like a raised wall or the bank of the earth with a stone or cement is made so that the water doesn't flow out of it. The tank with an embankment, it's that. Now, when we have a cross sign, sorry, a plus sign in blue, it's for a spring. Now, a river or any water body can have a dam. So there are two type of dams which are there. First is the masonry dam and the earthwork dam. Now the masonry is what? It's red in color because it's man-made. You can also write man-made dam. And when it's black, this shape, then we'll have it as a earthwork dam. It's what? It is like made by the nature itself. Now, there's at times like there are numbers written in blue color, right? And there's a blue dot beside it. Now, if you see there's a dot here, this dot. Now, that dot, it's what our well. We have done our wells, right? The lined and the unlined ones. So this is a lined well. This well, now, a well will have a kind of depth. So, this is mentioned over here as 15 R. It is what the depth of the well. So, when we have to understand what the depth of the well is, it will be written as 15 R. And you'll also think what is R? R will be your meters. So, 15 meters depth of the well. It is what will be there for you. Now, we have a few questions. Mention the type of dam which is shown over here. Now, this one over here, the type of tank which is there and the relief feature. This one, this is our tank and our relief feature which is there. And also with that, uh, that's written 50R. What is that 50R? Next, we have the question, what are the blue circles? So you have few blue circles over here. It's here, one is here, another is here, one you can see here. So what are these blue circles? What are they different? Like, how are they different from each other? You have to mention them. We are done with our roads. So after the roads and the waterways, we'll always have our railways. So the first one being the way the railway can be understood that it's a railway track. The straight parallel lines will be there with rectangular red blocks in between. So it will always be a parallel black line like this, and there'll be the black blocks in between. So it is how we'll understand that it's our railway broad gauge system. After that, see, when we are uh, crossing a railway system, we'll always see that there are roads which are there alongside it. There are very few areas which will have a bridge over it, and the cars and bikes and the buses will be going from there. But most of the places which we see, like there are barricades down, people stop on both sides when they are going on the roads, and those areas is what are level crossing, like the place where the railway and the road meets together. The railway people will be going, and the people who will be traveling by the road, they have to stop. The barricades are down, those are a level crossing. Now the railway system will always have a station to halt yourself. To go from one place to another, there'll be stations. So those stations are mentioned in like this rectangular black with a red dot in between it. Now, our main power line, which is there, the electric power line, these are generally mentioned on the map that it's a main power line, main power grid, something like that, a power grid. But if it's not mentioned and you're asked about it, what will you do? Then to identify that, we have this main power line. The black straight line will be there with black polka dots kind of thing in between. So this will be how we'll understand that it's a main power line. There are a few important buildings and services which we always have whenever we see an establishment. Obviously, first will be our post office. To send letters from one place to another, we always use post office. And post office, whenever we hear, we connect it with a color that is red. So a red square with a triangle black on top. Whenever we see that, we'll remember our post box, right? Those postal boxes. It will look similar to that. So this is what our post office. Now, when we think of police station, we'll connect it with two colors, that's red and blue. So a square is cut diagonally and red on top and blue on the bottom side. That will be the symbol for our police station. For our hospital, it will be a circle red with plus sign in between. And when we don't have that circle and we only have that plus with a red sign, it's a dispensary. So a hospital is a bigger establishment. A lot of amenities will be there. Dispensary is a smaller one where you'll only get few medicines or few doctors will be there. Normal, if you have cut yourself, normal stitches can be done on those areas. But hospital is where you can be admitted, you need some procedure, it can be done. Now, we only don't have human hospitals, we have hospitals for animals also. So those hospitals are known as veterinary hospitals, and they'll be mentioned in the color of blue circle with a plus sign in between it. Few additional landmarks. These are not generally there on the map because we don't have those areas in our topo maps here, but let's do those two things. First is an aerodrome. Aerodrome is a place where our aeroplanes will be landing and taking off, our airports kind of thing. And a lighthouse is what? It gives us direction. The light which is there gives us direction to the ships in the night. The symbol will look similar to like that of the lighthouse. So these are few additional landmarks which are not there, but I just wanted to share with you. See, over here, the first question is these black dash lines which are there. What are these lines? I want to know that. After that, there is a red plus sign in a circle and a blue plus sign in the circle. So, how are they different from each other and why are they different? Let's see if you can answer them or not. The 10th question is all the man-made buildings which we can see in this picture, in this grid. There are four man-made structures over here, just a hint, and let's see if you can answer all the four man-made buildings or not. Now, the 11th one is that there's a man-made structure on the water, and why there are few red dashes along it. Let's see if you can answer that answer also or not. Thank you for being with me and listening to the session. Like, subscribe, and comment, and always take care of yourself. Thank you.